Thanks for being here. Have it on cinematic mode. I thought it would get rid of some of my baby hairs more, but it didn't. So they're here. They're here for the video. I haven't started a business YouTube account yet. This will be my first video. I'm doing it because you know what they say. There's no time like the present. And everyone says you're not too old to start content for your business. So my goal here is, can I start and build an art business with only a few hours a week? So this channel is going to be for the busy people in the world, creatives or entrepreneurs, people who want to build something and grow while also living a very busy life. And sorry, a ball just bumped into my dog. I'm not sure how it happened, but if you hear breathing and licking, that's not me. I promise. So my channel is going to be for busy people trying to build something and grow some sort of business from home, or maybe you have a small office that you're going to work from. And I hope that we can grow together and that you find success in that. So I am a mom of two young boys. One just turned 5 and one is 2.5. So it is busy at this time, especially it's summer vacation right now. And my 5-year-old will be starting school in September. So I guess that will be a little bit of time away, but I'm a stay-at-home mom, so they hang out with me most of the time, unless there's grandparents around. I have had an entrepreneurial mind, creative brain since I was a kid. I've just always wanted to be hustling and doing things. I loved lemonade stands. I remember my sisters and we used to collect seeds off of these plants that were outside of our house, and we used to put them in our own little packs of paper and write seeds on it, and we would sell those for 25 cents. I think we only sold 2 packs to one of my mom's friends, but anyway, I've always loved that, and the thought of like making money from something that you build yourself. Still have that creative kind of entrepreneurial spirit. I also have a wine club based in Nova Scotia. That's like a subscription wine club. And then on top of that, I'm also a wine educator part-time. So between those business ventures and then also painting and being a mom, it's quite busy. My brain most of the time is just in overdrive, and I just, especially since I've started painting again, I just find that my brain has just been exploding with ideas and what I'm going to paint next and what I want to do next for this creative journey. So I just wanted to document a lot of this, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos while I paint. And so it just gave me the idea, like, why not? Why can't I start one? And that's what they say. They say, just start. No one's going to see the first maybe 20 videos. Be nice if they did, I guess. But anyway, it's a long grind, I hear. So here I am starting. No time like the present, right? So hopefully I can help others out who are here and just want to listen. And maybe you're doing something creative while you're watching this, just like I have been doing. So my name is Erin. I'm 36 years old, so I'm not a young 20-year-old anymore, which I'm fine with. But recently, in the past 6 months, I have kind of reignited my love of painting. I have painted my whole life, like since I was a kid, but I never really took the time to sit down and paint. I always was working or focusing on other things. And now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, I think I was looking for just something creative to do. I always get these creative bursts and motivation to paint or use my hands, make something. So I said, why not just try painting again, because I love painting, and it's one of the only things where I can sit down and literally time just flies by. Like it's almost like I black out, and when I look up from the clock, like 4 hours have gone by, and then I'm like, what what have I done with my day? Although I've done productive things. Like this is the one I'm working on right now. A lot of the household chores or whatever, like feeding myself or meals, kind of gets tossed out the window too, which is probably isn't the best thing. But so I'm working on trying to be a little bit more balanced in painting, life in general, maybe food prepping. So for those of you who are busy and trying to do this, you can do it. It's a lot, but it can be done. I'm proof that it can be done, and you can do a lot of things, and you don't have to grind 9 to 5 every day unless that's something that you want to do. But I have never ever loved that, and I never really want to do that in an office or anything like that. I like being home with my kids, and I love painting. So hopefully that will be the thing that I'm going to do. And I just did my first art launch. So I've been painting consistently for the past 6 months, or when I can. So that's like when the kids go to bed, I'll paint for an hour, which is tough. I've been telling people it's tough because then it's dark. You don't have natural light. So it's a little bit tricky at that time. But then if they're at their grandparents or their dad or doing other stuff, then I'll try and paint during the day. So just like today, why not start something new like a YouTube channel, right? With all of my free time. That just came to mind. Of course, I'm looking for something new and creative to do. Like I said, I have reignited my love for painting, and so I have been on this search for the past 6 months to find my style. That's what they tell you, is to kind of find an art style. I think I'm getting closer to that. So I love doing landscapes, as you can see, like this. This is one of my other ones. Ow. Gosh. This is one of my no comment. This is one of my other ones. So I'm just starting to really find out that I love doing landscapes and sunsets. I've always been really interested in painting clouds, but I've been so bad at painting clouds. But I have taken 2 kind of shorter painting lessons online over the past 6 months to just kind of refine my skills and try to get a little bit better, which was probably some of the best investments. I mean, they weren't expensive. They were like $35 to do an hour, 2 hours, a little painting lesson. And those are probably some of the best money well spent to get me back into painting and just have fun with it again, and kind of give me a few tips and try to find what I love painting. So I think I've landed on landscapes and colorful landscapes. Um, yeah, trees are really fun, clouds are really fun. And now I'm into doing, this is my first like seascape, I guess. But yeah, we're getting there. It takes a while to find your style. So if you are also on that journey, keep going, keep just practicing. I think what has helped me is just trying to paint whenever I can, even if it's for a short time, just figuring things out. I've also learned to just stop trying to be a perfectionist, because I think that affects a lot of us. I just was so bad at finishing paintings for the longest time. Like I never finished paintings. So cool. Maybe if I sell some art, I can buy some new pants. I did not know these had holes in them. Perfect. So yeah, perfectionism. I think I was just listening on YouTube and everyone said, no, don't don't be a perfectionist. It will just like drain you of your time and energy, which is true. And nothing is going to be perfect. And I've also learned that over the past 6 months that even if it's a painting that I don't like and I don't like what I've done, I don't like my style, then other people do like it. That's what I've learned from posting my paintings of like, oh, this isn't my strongest work, but then I'll post it and people will say, oh, this is my favorite one. Oh, I love this one. So that has given me some confidence in that area as well, of just not being a perfectionist and not think too hard about what I think of my painting. Because I've also heard that we are bad judges of our own creative like painting or work that we have done, because we're going to be probably the biggest like judge of it, especially if we suffer from what's it called? Mom brain. It's another thing. Just a brain of a squirrel. Imposter syndrome. I suffer major from imposter syndrome. I think I have my whole life. Just feeling like you're not good enough. And I've just kind of learned to push past that, or at least be like, you know what? I'm better than, I don't know, a percentage of the people out there. So someone's got to like my painting, right? Somebody. Um, yeah. So this kind of like self sabotage of like perfectionism, which is also procrastination of just saying like, oh, it's not good enough. Like I'm not going to paint, or oh, if I don't have the perfect setup, the perfect lighting, like for this video, definitely procrastinated to get this video out. So I'm finally doing it. And so, yeah, just trying to push past all of this kind of self sabotage and perfectionism and just doing it. So that's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing here. So I'm listening to those YouTubers, and I hope that when I can get a few videos out, that people will resonate with that. I think there's a lot of people out there, like creatives and just people in general, that are, oh my gosh, that breathing. Can anybody hear that? That's not me, I promise. Listen. Should I do an ASMR video of my dog breathing? She's a Bernese mountain dog. She's very big and tries to fit into my small painting space, which I love that she wants to be by me. If anyone has a Bernese mountain dog, they know like the burner lean and that the burner just needs to be around at all times. So she tries to squeeze into this space, but she's also a warm girl. So her breathing is heavy. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel brain. That's me. I recently did my first art drop from my past 6 months of painting. So I think I had about 12 pieces total, not too big, like 8x8 was kind of the majority of pieces, the size. And my art launch went so well. Like I was not expecting it to be as good as it was. A lot of family and friends supported me, which is amazing. And then there were a couple other people that surprised me that was just very exciting. So to see people that's not just your family buying your art was just kind of a boost of like, oh, people like my style, people want to support me. And it was just really nice. So I hope in the next few videos as well that I can highlight some of those, like what I did, how it went. Like I would really like to be honest and open with like financials as well, and what income and expenses and all that kind of stuff. Also like what I used for my website, how it kind of ran in the back end and that kind of thing. So if you want to hear all of that and how it worked and exactly how much time I put into stuff, then stick around. I'd love to have you here. Grab a coffee, grab your tea, grab some sort of beverage, glass of wine. I teach about wine, so we can talk about wine too if you want. Maybe sometimes I'll have some wine and tell you about it. Yeah, so if you want to hang out and paint or make something creative, or if you want to sit in your car and just listen, I would so much appreciate that. And I really appreciate that you're here. So I hope this can get out to the people that it needs to, because I would have loved, oh my gosh, a fly. I would have loved, I mean, I should have been listening to YouTube years ago. Whenever I heard people listening to YouTube, my husband especially, I'd be like, why? Like, why are you listening to YouTube? And since I've started painting again in the past 6 months, I am always on YouTube. I just listen to people talking about business, their startup, being creative, like what they did at their art market, painting techniques, like just everything. And I absolutely love hearing people's stories. So I thought, why not? I could do something like that maybe. So we'll see. We will see. Just another thing to add to the list. If you are also trying to build something while juggling a busy life, I hope that you stick around, because let's be friends. I really appreciate that you're here. And I hope you find encouragement and some motivation to just do what you love and don't procrastinate, or don't think too much about it. Just do it, because that's what I'm doing, and we're going to see how it goes. I also find that there's not too many people, maybe my age, in their 30s, and moms that are creators on YouTube that are talking about a lot about their income, or like what they're doing in the time, like just extremely busy people. Because especially if you like have kids, or if you're like looking after a family member, if you run another business from home, there's so many other things that make you busy, obviously, but there's just so little time to squeeze this stuff in. And then like the draining mental part of it, to actually sit down and do the thing and do what you need to do and not procrastinate, like that is the biggest thing, is like just start. A couple of my goals for my art business is to work from home, because I also want to stay as a stay-at-home mom. I'm very fortunate. My husband is the main breadwinner, and I get to be at home with my kids. So that was kind of our plan and our goal before even having kids. That's what we decided. So I'm grateful that I get to do that. But I also want to help in a financial way. Like, I think it's just really cool to have your own business and be creative and do something you love at the same time. So I love the financial side, hearing about creatives and their businesses. Another one of my goals, like financially, that is achievable, is like $2,000 a month consistently. It's obviously going to be up and down in the beginning, especially like I just had my launch this month, and so that wasn't up, but like sales have obviously tapered off a bit. So I'm not sure what next month will be. You obviously have to keep up on producing originals and getting those out there and selling them. But hopefully my prints will just keep kind of generating things in the background, which I will talk about as well, because I've decided to do print on demand, because things are so busy. And I knew that if I didn't do print on demand, it would just delay me even more. And I probably would never do an art launch or ever get my art out there. So again, that's letting go of just control of my business, and also procrastinating more. And again, being like perfectionist. Sometimes you just have to let go of control. I'm telling myself that. I've got to let go of control. So I think that was the first step as well. Like, that is a big part of why I could do this art launch, and why I can run it in the background while I'm also doing all of these other things in my life. So I'm going to give some of those tips along the way, like how I did things. Anyway, I have just been rambling. So this, again, is my very first YouTube video. So I'm just proud that I have done it and started. And I hope that if anyone sees this, I hope that you can start too. If I can start, you can start. Okay? Yeah, you can. And I hope you keep checking in. So my goal is to make a video a few times a month and post. Hopefully I'll have some coffee and tea sometimes with you, maybe a glass of wine, maybe bubbly water. Love it. Anything. Let's just sit and chat. And what would really help, especially if you like the idea of this, I guess, if you like me. You don't know me yet. First video. I hope that you stick around. I hope if you see this that you give it a like, subscribe. That would be awesome. I guess that really helps. But I hope you check back in because that would be great. And I really hope that I start a little community here. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments box. I would love that. I would love to respond to any questions that you have because that's what I'm here for. I just want to be an open book to anyone going through this, and I want to show my growth if I can grow this business in such a little amount of time every week. So check back in and see. So right now I'm working on this. I'm almost done it. There's still a little bit left to do, and then I'll hopefully sell this original and make it into a print. And my goal is, I think, 2 originals a month. I've had a couple requests for commissions, which I'm still humming and hawing about with commissions. We can talk about that another time too. It's just a lot of pressure. So I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. We will see. Again, not complete confidence in my abilities. I don't want anyone to be upset, you know? Don't want anyone to be mad at me. I hope you stick around. I hope you check in. And thank you so much for being here. If anyone sees this, that would be amazing. Love it. Okay. So have a great day. Thank you for being here.